Everybody, today I'm in Fishers, Indiana, and specifically I'm in a park called Flat Fork Creek Park, way east in Fishers. And the reason I'm out here is because this part of Fishers really has a different feel than all the rest. So we're going to get into some of those differences and what I'm talking about here in this video, so stay tuned. Hey everybody, I'm Jason Compton with the Compton Home Group. Welcome back to the channel. If it's your first time to the channel, then make sure you hit that subscribe button if you want to learn everything there is to know about Fishers, Indiana, or Indianapolis, or any of the surrounding metro. And make sure you also tap that bell so you're notified every time we do a new video each and every week. Now, we have people contacting us from all over the country with questions about Fishers, any of the suburbs surrounding Indianapolis, and of course Indianapolis itself. So if you have questions at all about any of those areas, then make sure that you reach out. We've got your back with those questions. We've also got your back with your move within Indy or to Indianapolis. Today I am in Fishers, Indiana, but like I said at the beginning, in a specific place. I'm in Flat Fork Creek Park, and this place is so unique when it comes to parks in any city. There really isn't a playground here for kids. It's more just all about being outside in nature. There are tons of trails here that you can walk, you can run, you can mountain bike. They actually have tree houses back here in the woods. There's one just off to my left over here behind me. You probably can't see it very well, but there's one back there, and there's also one just on the other side, on either side of the bridge that I'm on right here. So a pretty cool park, sort of what it feels like just out in the middle of nowhere. But it's Fishers, Indiana, and we're really far east. And if you look all around us, you'll see all kinds of new construction and new build homes. So pretty much every single one of the homes around this particular area, they're all less than 5 years old. So incredibly new. In fact, right now I can hear some heavy machinery in the new build neighborhood just off to the east of me here, and a lot going on for sure. So we're here to talk about East Fishers specifically. Now, East Fishers, West Fishers, there really is no official distinction or difference between the two. It's not like we're talking about New York City and you've got all the different boroughs, like the difference between the Bronx, the difference between that and Manhattan. It's not like that at all. At least I don't feel like yet. Maybe in the future you'll have that. It's divided up into a couple of townships. So generally the western part of Fishers is Delaware Township, which is a little smaller than where I'm at right now in the eastern part with Fall Creek Township. And it'll make a difference in your schools. If you're East Fishers, you're still in Hamilton Southeastern schools if you have kids that are going to school or you're concerned about that at all. Or if you're in the western part, you're generally going to be, in the east, you're Hamilton Southeastern schools, but it's Hamilton Southeastern High School as well. But over in West Fishers, it's still Hamilton Southeastern Schools. That's the name of the whole corporation. But then you'll be in Fishers High School, which actually is quite a bit newer. In the mid-2000s is when that one was actually built. And it was to help accommodate essentially the explosive growth for Fishers. Around 1990, Fishers had less than 10,000 people, maybe 7,500, 8,000 people. And here we are in 2020, and we're close to 100,000 people. So it has exploded. And that also has helped create some of the differences between West Fishers and East Fishers. East Fishers, for the most part, is newer, much newer than what you have over in West Fishers. So when you get over to the western part of Fishers, really the border for Fishers is the White River. If you go west of that, you're into Carmel. And then when you go north in Fishers, it goes pretty much to 146th Street. You go north of that and you're in Noblesville. And then as far as Fishers going south, it's about 96th Street. You go south of that and you're in Indianapolis. But east is where the expansion could actually take place. So I'm gonna get off this paved trail here and head into this little wooded trail real quick, get out of the sun. But East is where that expansion has happened. So this is where all of the new construction has taken place, really very heavily over the past 15 to 20 years. And it has given it a different feel. So a lot of times when people think about Fishers today, they think about the downtown part of Fishers and all that's going on there. And wow, there's a tremendous amount going on in the downtown Fishers area. No question about that. And it is improving greatly. So much to do. You got the Fishers Amphitheater there, the Nickel Plate District. You've got shopping going in. You got Topgolf, IKEA, attractions, restaurants, things like that. East Fishers doesn't really have that. So when Fishers was exploding and expanding, you had to build. You had to build houses for people to live in. And so that's really been the main focus out here. Now you have little shopping complexes here and there where you have your grocery store and drugstore like Walgreens, CVS, things like that, and some restaurants scattered around, but not a tremendous number of them. So it's given East Fishers a very different feel. It feels way more residential than West Fishers does, and things are a little bit more spread out, honestly. So if you live over in East Fishers, it's not like you live out in the boonies or anything like that, although where I'm at right now in this park and the neighborhoods surrounding, I mean, if you look just out to the east, it is just bean fields and cornfields. I mean, you feel like you live pretty much out in the country, although you're in a neighborhood. That won't stay that way forever. The expansion will continue to the east, and this will become, I wouldn't say crowded, but certainly more populated. So East Fishers definitely has that residential feel, and it also has the feel of being a little bit more spread out and less crowded with less traffic. And, of course, what comes with that is fewer amenities, fewer things to do as far as restaurants go and places to go. But, a lot of people are quite all right with that. When you get over into the western part of Fishers, it just gets more crowded. There's a lot more traffic. You're kind of buried in there closer to some more populated areas. So East Fishers does have some major pluses when it comes to that. And of course, that's an individual thing, so it could be a negative for you as well. So East Fishers gives you an opportunity to have a park like this one here, which is just incredible. It's wooded in most places. It's got a big open field, of course, out by the parking lot, and a huge hill out there that people can run up and down, bike up and down. It's pretty steep though. And you can sled up and down that, or actually down that. I guess you walk up it. But it's a popular place whenever we get some snow for people, not just in Fishers, but pretty much everywhere nearby. So it gives you an opportunity to have a place like this. Also, East Fishers, it shares a part of Geist Reservoir. So Geist Reservoir is huge, absolutely gigantic. And Fishers kind of wraps around the northwest side over to the east side and a little bit south. And then once you get a little further south, you get into Lawrence, which goes around kind of the southwest side and over into Indianapolis. So Fishers takes up really a good portion of Geist Reservoir, which is a pretty incredible thing for East Fishers to offer people. And you don't have to be a skier or ride jet skis or boat or anything like that to enjoy Geist. It's just, it's a nice place to be. It has a lot of nice views. If you go out to the marina, they've got the Wolfies on Geist there, restaurant, they have live music, several different bars, and the food it's okay. It's not the worst. It's also not the best, but it's sufficient, especially for the views that you get out there and sitting along the water. Pretty cool place. Now also with East Fishers, because a lot of it is really pretty new, we're talking 20 years old or less, a lot of the homes that have been built out in Fishers, they're not small, and they're also not cheap. So you can still get, of course this is Indiana, Indianapolis area, you can still get a lot of home for your money, especially when you compare it to other places in the country, like on the East Coast and the West Coast, or even places in the center of the country, like a Denver, Colorado. Wildly expensive real estate out there. But if you were to take that same, let's say, $400,000 or $350,000 or even a little bit more than that, up to $500,000, it is unbelievable what you can actually get in a home in a place like East Fishers. So most of the homes in East Fishers are going to fall into those price ranges. So to get into this particular part, I mean, you're going to have to be north of 300 almost certainly. There might be some rare instances where you could get under 300, but honestly, those opportunities are pretty slim. If you get over into West Fishers, your opportunity is a little bit greater. West Fishers is a little older. A lot of the homes over there are smaller and just have a little bit more opportunity for that, although it's super competitive in those price ranges. But out here in East Fishers, you can certainly expect to pay more, but you're gonna get a lot of home, and there are some really, really nice homes in East Fishers. So East Fishers, like I said, not a distinct area as defined. You know, if you say Fishers, Indiana, you pretty much are talking about all of it and close to the 100,000 people that live here. But in my mind, there is a difference between East and West Fishers. So if you get east of I-69, that's kind of the border between the two. So if you have questions at all about any of Fishers, whether it's the east side or the west side or any of the suburbs on the north side, or for that matter, any place in Indianapolis or the surrounding metro, then make sure you reach out. And until the next one, we'll see you later.